Let's go. Alrighty, so in today's video we are going to be shooting the brand new Gen 3 race. We're out here at Clay Pigeon. We're super lucky. It's raining over there and it's not raining over here. So we kind of dodged the weather. The wind is picking up. I've just sort of bore sighted the rifle. I haven't actually shot the first round. This is a shooting range for our YouTube person, controlled environment. There's nobody else here. We have the range to ourselves. Now I've done this sort of LTEC Plus 0, which was super easy, so we'll see how we go on the bore sight. So I usually just bore sight, fire one round, then make a final adjustment to that hole. I don't even shoot that again, then I'm gonna go straight out to 100. I must say, just driving in here, holy moly, this shooting range in Somerset West here, Clay Pigeon Adventures, is insane. I bought a nice cappuccino at the bottom there. You know, I drove up here, it's beautiful. I ran into world champion Nino Schurter's mountain biker. The venue that they're building, this is badass. Anyway, I'm gonna double check, one tap this target at about 25 yards, and then we're gonna head out to 100. We're also shooting the warbird and the ground pod, so quite a lot happening in this video.
So after the bore sight, I'm going to go to 100 meters. I'm going to aim at a precise spot and shoot one round. Then I'm going to take note where that round hits and adjust my crosshair while holding my rifle completely still over to that point of impact. Then what I like to do, I like to shoot a 5-round group just to establish that rock solid 0. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Make sure you check out the links down below this video if you want to support the channel.
Alrighty, so we have zeroed up at 100 meters. I put a few rounds on target. I'm gonna take it out to 550 yards now, 500 meters, and it's important to distinguish. I'll show you guys some sort of overlay footage of that. You know, I've got it on 6 power over here, and then I'm zooming in to 36 power. Okay, now it's very important to understand that no device that's filming through the scope is going to give you the same visual experience. It'll show you what I see, just not in the quality that I see it in. Now, last time I said that, we had a few people upset about that because they thought I was knocking the product. I wasn't knocking the product at all. I think it's a really cool product for what it is. It just doesn't show you the same visual quality. So what I'm trying to say by that is, don't judge the glass quality by the image you'll see. It's a really nice tool for showing you what I see, but glass quality is something you really have to experience for yourself with your own eye, because yeah, it just, unfortunately the technology is not quite there where we can show you exactly what glass quality looks like. I know Gavin from Ultimate Reloader is working on some sort of system to do that for us, but until such time, you kind of have to take our word for it. Something that I've noticed is the depth perception. So when I was bore sighting it specifically and shooting at 100 meters, that gave me a fright. Shooting at 100 meters, you could quite nicely distinguish sort of where what was. So that was cool. Anyway, let's go out to 550. So we just got back from the range. There are some things I really like about this optic. There are also things that I don't like about this optic. Now, things got a little bit hectic, shots cracking off, wind picked up, and I thought, hey, let's come and conclude this video here at the studio. However, at the moment, I'm kind of running late for a flight to Texas. So I'm gonna fly all the way around the world to Texas, attend an event for one day, and fly home the following day. So I'll see you guys after that. So I'm back from Texas, and if I look a little bit tired, it is because I am. Flying to Texas for a weekend is absolutely brutal, but if you couldn't tell by the clips, the Gundies were freaking incredible. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on that full video, make sure you are subscribed down here. Hit that little notification bell so you get notified when we upload. And while you're down there, leave us a comment and a like. It really does help us do what we do. Now, having said that, I ran out of time at the range, and I really wanted to summarize for you guys. Obviously, the GenIII Razor is a phenomenal scope. I really love the fact that with the glass quality, you have definitely more of a depth perception. Now, as I said, with the sort of camera we're using to film through the scope, it really doesn't do justice to the optical quality of the glass. And if you really want to experience that, my bet is to ask a friend, look through theirs, or go to a store, ask the sales guy there if you guys can step outside and you can play with it. Now, the biggest thing I did notice is the magnification ring on this is absolutely butter smooth, and it allows you to quickly change between magnification levels, whereas I found on some of the past models, the magnification ring can be quite stiff. Now, another thing I really like, and this sort of, some people are on the fence about this, but for me, I really love the color, and I'm super glad that they've sort of stuck with that razor bronze throughout the generations. Now, fun fact, behind me over there is a Gen 1 razor. There's a Gen 2 razor right here, and then there's also a GenIII razor down there, and obviously also on the rifle over there that we shot the other day. I wanted to say yesterday, but it wasn't yesterday. And what I'll be doing for us going forward in the near future, in the very near future, is film a video and also try and set up with a proper camera and try and show you guys sort of what the difference is between sort of the evolution of the razor. One thing, just unboxing that Gen 1 now, the packaging is mind-blowing how far they've come with that. So yeah, as I said, I absolutely love the color, especially if you've got an FDE rifle with a black barrel and sort of black accents on your chassis with the razor. It looks absolutely mint, but some people don't like that. Now, something that's also new from Vortex is they ship all of these optics with throw levers nowadays. Now that's really cool. On that magnification ring, just gives you sort of a better perch for your hand to go on to manipulate the magnification instead of having to, you know, struggle with the magnification ring. As I said, on the GenIII, this is an easier task to accomplish. But if you're out hunting, we don't really have that in South Africa, but if you're hunting out in the snow and you have thick gloves on, that little throw lever is going to play a vital role for you there in a hunting sort of environment too. You might not choose a GenIII razor as your hunting scope, but most of their new optics are actually shipping with that throw lever, which is an awesome little value add. Now, as you know, the magnification range is from 6, so the smallest magnification is 6, and then you can go all the way up to 36, and I did show you guys what that sort of looks like in the video by actually zooming in and out with the optic with that camera mounted on the back. Personally, I'll probably find myself sticking around about the 18 times magnification for shooting NRL sort of precision rifle style stuff. But I do find the 36 magnification, or even on the old one, 27 magnification, is really nice for when you want to get that absolutely pinpoint zero. Now for me, when I was bore sighting this rifle, I shot that one round, dialed over, shot one round at 110 yards. Okay, we zeroed 100 meters, which is around about 110 yards. And literally was able to hold my rifle dead still, go to the hole, go over, and I mean, I shot a 5-round group exactly where I was aiming. That's the other thing, the new LTEC Plus system, you're not limited to click values. It is super easy to use. You loosen that little Allen key and you've got full control, and you're not limited to sort of clicks. Because sometimes I have found you find yourself sort of on scopes that are limited by click-based adjustments that you can't quite get it exactly where you want it. And for my OCD, super annoying. The other thing I really like is our parallax. goes all the way down to 10 yards. And that basically means if you do end up running this on a rimfire, and in fact, I've actually got my rimfire over there with a 4.5 to 27 razor on, the parallax doesn't go quite as close. And that's a problem if you're doing sort of precision rimfire style competitions. Sometimes they have those tiny targets at a very close distance, and the better you can focus on them, the better that's going to be for your precision, obviously. Then also, while I have it in my hands, this is a 34mm tube, so your current rings that are 34mm are going to work fine for you. Now let's chat about the clicks. If I grab a Gen 2 razor over here, and I'm going to go all the way to 2mm and then back, and then I'm going to grab the Gen 3, go to 2mm and then back, and then we can decide which clicks you like more. And then I'll sort of have to give you guys my opinion with regards to how they feel. So here we go. Okay, pretty loud. They're solid. Right, Gen 3. Okay, all the way to 2mm. Okay, not quite as loud, but they also feel really good feel-wise and audible-wise. Because I've spent way more time behind a Gen 2 razor, currently for me, I quite like the sort of louder clicks a little bit better. Both of these scopes have locking elevation turrets and locking windage turrets, which is awesome. Now, this is what brings me to the one thing that I don't, actually two things that I don't like about the Gen 3 razor. Number one is oftentimes, we'll be on a barricade or something like this, and we'll have to adjust for a follow-up shot. And we're going to be reaching down from the bottom, and I'll roll in some footage of this. We're going to be reaching down from the bottom, putting our hand on top of our turret and applying force, to add that rotation in. Now, something that I've noticed, especially this happened when I was lying prone, is that if I have slightward down pressure, this will actually step down on me and it'll lock itself while you're pushing. Now, on the Gen 2 razor, because then I was like, this is not a thing that I've encountered before on the Gen 2 razor. I'm literally pushing down and turning. Only when I stop turning does it actually fall in. And I think that is a result of the way that the turret has been redesigned. So that's something to be conscious of when you're on a stage. Make sure on the Gen 3 that you're not applying any downward pressure. Otherwise, you will sort of slip down into that. And then the next thing, on the Gen 2, once you've unlocked the turret, there's another tiny little line that actually continues to be your reference point for when you're dialing in your elevation and stuff. Now, on the Gen 3, that line is absent. Now, something you can do, you can just add this, and my friend Keith Baker did this, and he actually showed this to me, and I was like, damn it, that's such an easy little fix. So hopefully on their next production run, they can just add this. But on this one, that little line doesn't continue to provide you that nice reference. Now, I haven't actually shot it in a match environment to see if that's actually something that can bother me, but that is quite a little easy fix. Biggest thing for me was in applying that sort of, if you apply any sort of rotational downforce, that sounds fancy, the turret does sort of slip back into its locked position, which is something that I don't like. So that sort of summarizes my initial impressions on the Gen 3 razor. Something that I didn't say earlier is when I wasn't shooting with the sort of scope mounted camera, I was able to see quite a bit of trace. Now that's something, especially when you're shooting a small caliber like I was shooting a 223 Remington, because those bullets tend to be difficult to see flying downrange. Now that is significant. By the way, trace is also known as vapor trail. That is significant because oftentimes we're shooting long range matches where there really isn't much feedback if you do miss your target. Either the target is standing on some wet soil, tall grass, or there is nothing behind it, it's sort of on a ridge. It's vitally important to see how that bullet is arcing towards your target, because that's going to give you a lot of environmental information in terms of what the wind is doing and things like that. Are you missing high and to the right or low and to the left or flying straight over it? All of those kind of things can be absorbed if you can see a good amount of trace. Now, I do think that is because, as I mentioned earlier, there is sort of a significant difference between the depth perception, the ability to judge distance within this optic. Even when you're focused on something far, once you sort of play around with your eye and you focus on different things, you do have quite a unique ability to, sort of see how far things are behind each other, which is something unique, and it's not really something that I've been conscious of with other optics. That is something I'm also going to test when we go Gen 1 versus Gen 2 versus Gen 3, so make sure you stick around for that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, make sure you are subscribed, leave a comment, leave a like, share the video with your friends. We'd highly appreciate that. And once again, thanks to everybody supporting the channel on Patreon. You guys absolutely rock. You play a vital role in helping us produce this content. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Love you long time. Bye.